Welcome to Fight Club 24/7. My name's Johnny Rashman. Right, let's get straight into it. Jake Paul, who is 27 years of age, is going to fight a soon-to-be 58-year-old Mike Tyson in July. That's going to be shown on Netflix. Right. Just when you thought Jake Paul couldn't stoop any lower. I mean, as I've said for years about this guy, he's a con man. And like all good con men, he knows how to extract money out of people. Right? Some people call him a genius. I call him a con man. I think there's no doubt now. I think even his die-hard fans can see that guy's taking the piss, isn't he, when he's talking about world championships and calling out Canelo. I think they can see that now. And I think some of them will be shocked how they've been conned, because they believe everything this guy says. This guy could say the grass is pink outside and they'll say, yes, Jake. He could say the sky is green. They'll say, yes, Jake. Right? But I think they've come to the realization that this guy's fucking taking the piss here. I mean, I want to know whose idea this was and how it didn't get laughed out the room. I mean, the fact that Netflix are involved, I find that astounding, because they are the gold standard of streaming, of television now, to be honest. You know, the programs that have been on Netflix, iconic shows, the programs they produce, just incredible. And they're involved with this. You know, I wouldn't really have an issue with it if it was just sold as an exhibition, charity fight, whatever, WWE, on a WWE platform or whatever. Jake Paul is trying to sell this as a legit boxing fight. I mean, he's going to have to do his best salesman routine the next few months, because people have poured money into this. They will want big numbers and big eyes, so he's going to have to manufacture stuff. He's going to have to put it all out there, and you can tell by the way he's attempting to promote this already. He put footage of Tyson and then saying, my coach told me not to fight this guy, and I'm coming for world championships. I'm fighting the best heavyweight of all time. It was 4-year-old footage of Tyson, and it's like, mate. And he still used the word world champion. On my way to a world championship, I'm fighting Mike Tyson. He's nearly 60, right? Now, we need to ascertain, is this a professional fight? Is it an exhibition? Is it WWE style? Is it not real? Because by what I'm looking at, I've seen odds on this fight. Odds! You can bet on this fight. Are they having a laugh? I mean, how can you bet on a 27-year-old man who's allegedly juiced up to the eyeballs, right, fighting a guy who's nearly 60, right? And yes, Tyson is a legend, right? But please, right, he's had severe trauma. I've seen the video where he's talking on Joe Rogan, where he did a 30-second pad workout, and he said afterwards, he said, I was fucked. He said, literally, I was in bed for a week, you know. And they're trying to make this a fight. Like, this can't be a professional fight, surely. I mean, you can't bet on the outcome of this. This is just a nonsense. I mean, for me, it'd have to be an exhibition or a body spar. I can't imagine this to be a legit fight. Just picture the scene, right? Jake Paul, he lands that Fred Flintstone right hand, yabba yabba doo, you know, that right hand that you can see coming a mile away, right? Imagine if he lands that. Right, which you could do against a guy who's nearly 60, and Tyson is splattered on the floor at nearly 60 years of age. What does that do for boxing? You can't call this boxing, right? I mean, it's not even that I'm angry. Like, I understand this is a moneymaker. I get it, fine. But please don't call it boxing. That's all I'm asking. And with Jake Paul, stop saying world championship. Stop conning your fans. Because his fan base, the majority of him, are naive young kids who don't really understand boxing. So if he says, I'm going to be a world champion, they believe it. If he says, I'm going to beat Canelo, I'm going to fight Canelo, I'm training every second of the day, I'm training like Ivan Drago in Rocky 4, you know what the nonsense he says, like, they believe that, and he manipulates them, and you're seeing it in real time, how this guy, who's just a random guy, like, what is he ability does he actually have? Like, he's just a guy who's talked shit off YouTube, right? And he's done it, and he's wormed his way into boxing because no other sport would put up with it. You couldn't do this in football in England, right? Could you imagine if a Sunday League football player who plays for the local pub team, who's quite good, but he's got money and he's got a following, started having a few friendly matches with ex-Man United players, Real Madrid players, Barcelona players, Liverpool players who are 50 years of age, and he's doing okay in the match because he's 27 and they're nearly 50. Could you imagine if he was saying, I'm going to win the World Cup, I'm going to win the Champions League, I'm going to win the Ballon d'Or, I'm going to play for Real Madrid, I'm going to be the best football player in the world, and Sky Sports and big football outlets were broadcasting. There should be riots, it'd be laughed out of town. Wouldn't happen in boxing, couldn't happen in tennis because you have to have the ability. In boxing, you don't have to have the ability. If you talk shit and you've got money behind you, you can manufacture your way. And people just will report it because they want to be involved with it. They don't say anything different because journalists want to be in the press conferences. They want access to it. So they have to play along with it. I mean, I've seen people come out, oh, it's going to do good numbers, it's genius. It's like, just please, right? It has to stop. He is... I mean, Jake Paul, he's got no shame, has he? I mean, he doesn't care what I say. He doesn't care what his fans you or criticise. It doesn't matter. People are throwing money at this guy. So in his world, it will be, I'm fighting the great Mike Tyson. Like, he won't really look himself in the mirror and go, this is bad, this. Even for me, this is bad. Like, he won't care because the money's coming in. And, I mean, his promotional outlet, and I think even Amanda Serrano wrote something like praising it. Like, please stop. I know he's making you money and all that, fair enough, whatever. But please stop with the nonsense. We already saw it last week when Niraj Gujrat, the Indian boxer, turned up at his gym. It's supposedly real that Serrano was there. She put on the best Oscar-winning performance to make out it wasn't totally manufactured. And then 2 days later, Jake Paul signs him up to his promotional outlet saying he's the most viral fighter and it's all gone viral. It went viral because it's not real. That's WWE, it's not real. The problem I have is it could be potentially labelled as a professional boxing match. We've not been told about the rounds or anything, but I've seen odds. I've seen outlets say Jake Paul starting as a betting favourite, so that has to be a professional fight. It can't be. Professional sports that you bet on is cold, hard sports where you bet on the winner and the loser. If Man United are playing Man City, you have a bet on United to win, City to win, or a draw. Right? That's what you do. There's no manufactured stuff. They play it. They play sports. If it's a tennis match, they play the tennis match. Right? If Jake Paul is boxing Mike Tyson, you can bet on it, then it has to be a real fight. And this is the problem I have with Paul and the outcomes of the fights and people betting on it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, in years to come, stuff will have to come out about this because it's ludicrous. You know, it's like I can't believe Netflix have okayed this. As I say, if it comes out that it's an exhibition, and which I probably think it will do eventually, I think they'll try and sell it as a professional fight at first, get the tickets in. I mean, it's in a football stadium in Texas, the AT&T Stadium. How the hell are they going to sell it? They're going to have to seriously put some promotion into this. Paul is going to have to do everything he can. He's going to have to get into his bag of tricks, which we can all see. It's obvious what he's going to do anyway. And, you know, I mean, I saw a clip of him. He was with his dad and he was like, you know Mike Tyson? And I'm fighting Mike Tyson. His dad's like, oh, holy shit. Like that's not manufactured. Does his dad not think to say, I think Tyson's probably older than his dad. Does you not think, he's older than me, son? Do you know what I mean? It's just, it's not cringe. It's just beyond, like, it's just the fact that they're using boxing. And I know Tyson is a legend, of course he is, and I hope he makes money. I do. Obviously, he wants to make money, and I'm not begrudging anyone making money. But please don't call this a professional boxing match. It's beyond laughable. I was in the office yesterday, And it came on the radio. It was Jake Paul's next opponent has been confirmed, the Mike Tyson. And I'm thinking, this is 2024. My word, like, the fighters we've had in boxing, the legends of Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali's, Roberto Duran's, Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather, Marco Antonio Barrera, Eric Morales, you know, the legends of the past, these warriors who laid down everything for us. And then you've got this guy, Paul, this random bloke out of nowhere, just talking like, people say he's genius and they laugh, but they wouldn't like if it was their own sport. If you had this con man in there and every outlet was putting it out and as though it's real. Calling Canelo out last week. And then fights a nearly 60-year-old Mike Tyson. Just know his fan base not think you're taking the piss at it. Like, I mean, digesting the fight, talking about it, what's going to happen. I'm not even going to. I mean, what do you want me to say? I believe it'll just be a body spar, like the Roy Jones Jr. exhibition with Tyson, which he looked better than I thought, to be fair. But again, he's fighting another old man. But that was body sparring. That wasn't. You know, there was a few headshots, but you can tell. If you know your boxing, you can see if someone's not really putting full force to the head. It was more body, right? So I expect this to be an exhibition. It can't be a professional fight. It can't be. Where would that leave boxing? If Mike Tyson is knocked out, he could get severely hurt. Jake Paul is a 27-year-old man. Forget boxing ability. It's ludicrous to say this is a professional fight. And this guy's trying to sell it as though it's a professional fight. Like, have you seen his social media? I'm my way to a world championship. Iron Mike's going to sleep. And it's like, oh my, like, this. It's beyond. I'm lost for words. I mean, I know Paul stoops low to this and does anything he can to bring the money in, right? I know. I've called this out for years about this guy. It's all manufactured nonsense, right? I get that. But this is beyond something, like, even, like, I can't believe it's been okayed by a production company. No one's laughed this out of the bloody room. Do you know what I mean? If it's like a documentary or it's a series and whatever with Jake and Tyson, fine, but just sell this as a professional fight. It's on Netflix because it's entertainment. It's not like baffled. I mean, I don't actually think it'll happen, to be honest. I think it'll get called off. I mean, I think sense will have to prevail with this. I mean, it's a nonsense. It's an absolute nonsense. I think they'll sell it that it's going to be a professional fight, and then a few weeks before they'll say it's an exhibition or get the tickets in. That's what they do. The con men, they're not that Paul, and it's his whole promotional. It's all not manufactured nonsense, not real. It's just garbage. You want to watch sports to see things in real time that's not scripted, that's not manufactured. We don't want to see you create fake beef and then sign someone up. That's not real. That belongs on WWE. Go to WWE, do whatever you want there, but stop calling this boxing. It's a load of utter nonsense, right? And as I say, I think they will just sell it as a professional fight. Paul will be going, oh, Tyson's going to sleep, blah, blah, blah. Then a few weeks before, they'll say it's an exhibition, right? I can't, for the life of me, see this being a professional boxing match, but it's just utter garbage. Just anyway, that's what I've got to say about it. Right, let me know what you think. I think I know what 99% of people think anyway, but I mean, are you looking forward to it? Are you going to watch it? Do you think it's a joke? Like, comment, subscribe, let me know.